Spot lock or live scope? Spot lock or live scope? Spot lock or live scope? You can have it both ways. I'm going to show you how. Geeks, it is a huge question, and you have to answer it based on your style of fishing, at least until now. Because the problem is you spend a ton of money on this forward-facing sonar, and when you anchor lock or spot lock, you can't use it because it's twisted around everywhere. But if you get some sort of independent mount for your LiveScope transducer, you can anchor lock or spot lock down. But the problem then becomes if those bass are moving, now you've really overcomplicated things. So you have to move your trolling motor and then find the bass. Move your trolling motor and find the bass. And that becomes a problem because anybody that uses LiveScope knows that when those bass are moving and they're feeding, you have to stay on the trolling motor tracking them down in open water. So until now, there's not really been the best of both worlds. And you guys have already seen me install the Foresight. Let me show you why it's so versatile. Geeks, I know a lot of guys that have bought the individual mounts, mounted their transducers to them, and they just didn't like them, put them back on their trolling motor. I'll tell you, the majority of the time, I'm going to use my trolling motor for my LiveScope. But during the summer, there are times when the bass are out on the ledges and they're just kind of sitting there in one spot that I can, anchor lock down, and this is when this puppy comes into play. Or situations to where, I'm in a certain area in a creek and maybe I can just lock down and scan around because I can cover a lot of the area just by sitting still and bass are moving around me, and that's when this comes into play. I don't have to worry about staying on the trolling motor and searching those fish out. And this thing has some really incredible features that I'm going to show you. As you can see, it really doesn't weigh that much. I keep it in my rod locker, or basically one of my rod lockers up there. One screw and one cable. That's it. All right, let's go to the bow, and I'm going to show you how quick and easy this thing is to install or uninstall. All right, so the very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these clips from AMP or Ashmore Marine. These are quick clips. Now I will tell you, they're a little hard to get off once you get them on, but they pop right off. I really like them. The next thing is you've got one simple thumb screw right here, and it opens right up. It's not gonna come out unless you screw it. Next, all you do is unscrew your transducer. Now again, be careful not to drop your screw in the water. You will be needing it. Now you want to take your bracket off. Again, just a simple thumb screw, but be careful. Then you mount your Foresight. Just make sure it's hand tight. Now here's what I love about this thing. You don't have to worry about which way this thing is pointing, right? Because it's smart, and I'm going to explain to you about that in just a minute. Once that's done, you connect your cable. Then you mount your transducer. Now you can get some hook and loop, some Velcro, but for the most part, I just leave that cable hanging for right now because I know I'm going to spin it around. That's pretty much it. It's mounted. So let me show you some of the features of the Foresight. So all you do with the press of a button is you turn it on, and then you have a wireless foot controller. This may be one of the 2 knocks that I have for the Foresight. I love it, don't get me wrong. It gives me the ability to change and do things in ways that if I didn't have it, I couldn't do. And what I love, like I said, and I stress this, I love the wireless foot pedal, and I love the modular ability of this mount. If I have to give one critique of the foot pedal, I wish they would make it a little lower on one side. But what I did is reached out to Ashmore Marine Products, AMP, and had them send me one of their stomp stations that they use for the wireless power pole buttons that I keep on the front so that I can raise it up and down when I need to. And what that does is it just tilts it up just a little bit and makes it so much easier to press that button without raising your heel. I love this. So that's something that I would add. Maybe if they can, maybe trim that down, but it's a good machined aluminum, so it's super heavy duty. I don't know if they can or they can't, but I found an answer to that problem. All right, so the arrow up there, this is kind of the other little negative. If you guys night fish, that thing don't light up. Now, I know some guys that what they're doing is they're taking some glow-in-the-dark stickers and putting on there so that they can see it. Now, I've talked to the guys at Foresight, and they're talking about either adding a little LED to it, because, I mean, that would be great, or even turning that little Foresight sticker into a glow-in-the-dark, which would be really cool. You know, they're working on making this thing better all the time, but it's pretty good right now. So now this thing isn't just a mount that you control, it's actually a smart mount. It's got some really cool features. There's 2 speeds on it. You can speed it up and slow it down, and all you have to do is touch the power button. You hold that power button in, you touch left or right. When the light around the power button blinks faster or slower, that tells you what speed you're on. Now, the other smart feature, which is pretty incredible, especially if you're searching for bass, is search mode. All you do is touch the pedal in this sequence: left, left, right. What's great about it is wherever that arrow is pointing, that's the middle of the search area. Now, I don't know the exact angle, but it's pretty wide, and it'll just slowly, depending on the speed you have it set on, move back and forth and sweep that area for you. I hope you geeks check into the Foresight. I'm telling you, it is a great product, and it is great because it's modular. You can do so much with it, and it does so much for you. I truly enjoy this product, and I enjoy it because it gives me the best of both worlds, and I can easily go from trolling motor to Foresight mount in probably 2 minutes or less. All right, geeks, as always, make sure you go check them out. Give them a little bit of love. Tell them you've seen them on BassGeek. Questions and comments in the comment section below. You guys know I love to talk about fishing with you. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you get the notifications that come out. 100% Watch Squad. You know, I love you geeks. It is imperative, because I'm telling you, I don't know if it's the industry. I know things are down across the board in a lot of ways, but please support me by watching the videos. It's free, guys. It's free. 100% Watch Squad. I'm not asking for money. I'm asking you to hang out with me. I appreciate you. And as always, you geeks rock.